We love sharing these stories with you through the Hiking Through Life podcast, and we're so grateful that you listen to this podcast. If you'd like to support the Hiking Through Life podcast further, we have these amazing new t-shirts and water bottles. The t-shirts come in 4 colors, and the water bottles are perfect for trails, adventuring, or daily use. Consider checking them out at hikingthroughlife.net/shop.
Use the code PODCAST and receive 10% off your first order. This is the Hiking Through Life podcast. We've all been gifted a journey called life. Let's see where the journey leads us today. Welcome to the Hiking Through Life podcast. This episode brings us up to the Boundary Waters Canoe area wilderness in northern Minnesota. Sarah and I were fortunate enough to take some friends up to the Boundary Waters for their very first time. At Hiking Through Life, we value what one can learn out in the wilderness. So we encourage people to get out, and as part of that, we know it can be daunting to kind of go out on those adventures by yourself, especially if it is for your very first time. So we were honored to be able to take our friends out and have them enjoy themselves while they were out there and properly equip them and prepare them for this adventure. We ended up going off the Gunflint Trail in the Boundary Waters Wilderness. We entered at entry 50, which is Cross Bay Lake. From there, we paddled south and ended up camping on Carl Lake. We first intended to go all the way to Long Island Lake, which is just the next lake past Carl Lake. However, with the new paddlers and not ever portaging before, it took us a little bit longer to get to where we intended to get to, and the afternoon wind was picking up, so we just decided that we would take this spot on the south end of Carl Lake, and it was very secluded. We didn't hear anybody, we didn't even see anybody paddle past our campsite the whole weekend. So that, I think, was great, and it allowed us to just hang out and enjoy ourselves and not worry about disrupting the other campers that were out in the wilderness. We spent 3 days out in the Boundary Waters and had some great time connecting, and even though it had rained the second day, we still enjoyed ourselves fishing, canoeing, and just enjoying each other's company around the campfire. These 2 couples that we had brought up didn't even know each other before the trip, and it was actually kind of interesting to hear some of the feedback that one of the ladies had mentioned after we had gotten back from the trip. She had mentioned that she was a little wary of going on such an intimate type of a trip with people that she didn't even know. But in the long run, after the trip was over, she was so grateful that she had the opportunity to do this. And so I think that just goes to show what you can do when you get away from everything and you just submerge yourself into the present moment. There's a lot of connection that we made and a lot of laughter that we had. And in this segment, which Sarah will introduce here, the Fire Talk Chats, we passed around the microphone just to get everyone's initial kind of reaction after we got to our campsite and we were all sitting around the fire, and we wanted to just kind of get people's first impressions of what this Boundary Waters experience was for them. So without further ado, here's the Fire Talk Chats.
This is Fire Talk Chats with Hiking Through Life. We're here with 4 newbies who did the Boundary Waters with us today. We did 5 portages, And now we're enjoying lake time. Listen. So we're going to start off with Joe. Joe, tell us about your first experience.
So day one in the Boundary Waters. The first, where do I start? I mean, I got so sunburnt today. But I had a blast. Just
rule 1 would be to wear sunscreen.
Yes, rule 1, sunscreen, most have. But portaging, lighter pack, I would say.
Suggest.
And yeah, maybe some more beer next time too, instead of less pajamas and less clothes. I'm happy we got some rods, now we gotta go fishing, but I'm happy to be here with my loved one and my friends in the Boundary Waters as we are gonna start some stargazing in about an hour or two off to Brittany.
Hello, it's Britt here. I just have to say, it's just been a wonderful time. And I was a little nervous at first, but, you know, I made it through. And I loved our, what is it? Dehydrated food?
Dehydrated.
That was a good way to, you know, end the night. Yeah, Mountain House. Represent. And yeah, definitely wear the sunscreen.
And she found her spirit animal, the blue butterfly. Blue butterfly.
Blue butterfly. And Sarah and Andy are great leaders. They definitely won the race at the canoeing.
They have a motor.
Comes with experience.
That's what they say. So we just need more experience, and we can do it just like them. Ready for some cheesy wraps?
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheesy wraps going on the fire right now, and we're gonna top off our cheesy wraps with s'mores when our cheese wraps are done.
No, straight on top.
I know. I was like,
Hello, this is Bailey. It's been a great experience. Kind of like what Brittany said, meeting new people and creating new friendships and just getting to be with other people who are like-minded. It's really awesome. It's been great to put away our cell phones and just be disconnected for a bit. Forget about daily stress and errands and just kind of get away has been probably my favorite part so far. I'm still paranoid about pooping in the woods, but that will be discovered. But one moose sighting today from afar. That was amazing. We saw some toads, fox. What else have we seen? A loon. No, we did last night.
Yeah.
We saw fox on the Gunflint Trail, and in our
Joe saw his spirit animal, the
we did see a bald eagle,
full eagle.
and we did see the turtles mooning us. So it's been great. We're excited to try more fun things and to bring more bug spray next time. Yay.
All good things. This is Joel here. First day out, pretty solid. A lot of fun. It's kind of good to just get away from city life and kind of give yourself a little bit more of a humbling experience of being out in the wood, I guess you could say. I will say for sure, I know all of us hated the wind.
Oof. Yes.
With a slightly fiery passion, so hopefully tomorrow it's going to be nice and chill. But then again, I think that was kind of a good test, because once you got through that crap wind, then you're like, oh man, this is nice, easy going. It's super slick. So, very much so. But no, I think it's going to be a good time.
hopefully you've had some fish.
Yeah, fingers crossed that we actually catch fish for dinner. If not, well, we have one container of mac and cheese
Fighting over it.
that we're gonna.
Rations. I mean,
Yeah, we'll ration the mac and cheese and the vodka juice and whatever's left of the wine.
Our big wine.
We'll be fine.
You know, if you're drunk, you can't know you're hungry. So no, I think we all really appreciate these two taking us out and being supportive and not pushing us too far, but far enough to get us out of our comfort zone, which is really good time. Yeah, exactly.
5 portages is just far enough.
Just far enough. It's like, it's okay, guys. It's just another 9 miles. You'll be fine.
Oh my God.
So, no, I think we all thank you guys. So,
I think the total number of miles is only like 7 points.
Which is crazy.
Like, and back or just here?
Here, today.
just to
We
hear,
went 7 point something.
Yeah, it was like 7.5, I think.
That's pretty wild.
you know.
Yeah, isn't that crazy to think?
But if we include
and
how many times we were blown back by the wind,
Right, that doubles it,
that's
right?
what I'm
Yes.
thinking.
This is at
So,
least 10.
I think we did at least 30 miles. Like, let's be real.
When you're considering
We are beasts.
Exactly. I did calculate all the what are they? Rods,
Rods.
right?
What's a
Yeah.
rod?
For the portage. It's,
How they measure how long the
length.
portage is.
Okay.
it's the length of a canoe is 1 rod. Length of a solo
Yep.
canoe 16 or 16.5 feet. I forget which.
How did you measure that?
It says on the map.
Didn't you bring a tape measure?
Wait, what? How did you do that?
I was literally just like trolling.
Whipped it out, you know.
Every time.
You know, the whole time.
She was leading.
You're like, okay,
Exactly.
stop. All right, that's 1 canoe.
That's one canoe.
That's 1.
2 canoe. You know, when I see a map and if it says 16, I'm
Oh, on the map it said that.
I'm gonna say, all right, we shall see how many we do have here.
As you just listened to with our fireside interviews with our friends, you heard that there was a lot of laughter, a lot of memories made, and a lot of lessons learned. In fact, after we got out of the Boundary Waters, one thing that one of our friends told us was that paddling is like a relationship. You can go up and down, side to side, and there's going to be a lot of bumps along the way. But as long as you're working together, you'll get through it.
Yeah, I think that was one of the deeper connections or realizations that that was said throughout the whole trip. Some of the other takeaways I think that are a little bit more pragmatic are those of always wearing sunscreen. As Joe had mentioned earlier, he got really burnt the first day because he forgot to put it on initially before he started paddling. Then he got to the campsite and he was red as a lobster. The other big thing, especially in the summer up in the Boundary Waters, is that bug spray.
And mosquito netting for your head.
That helps with the portages for sure. Keeps the hands free. Don't have to swat at all of those flies or mosquitoes buzzing around your head. Well, one thing that Sarah and I actually do for bug protection is spray all of our clothes with permethrin. It helps tremendously reduce the amount of bugs that are biting at you through your clothes. And it also prevents ticks, for the most part, from crawling all over you, especially if you're wearing long pants.
And if you get permethrin, you just have a designated set of camping clothes for the whole season, and it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to make too, is this permethrin you're not spraying directly on your skin like you would a normal bug spray that most people are used to. This permethrin is meant for spraying your gear or your clothes, and then you let it dry, and that's when you can put it on. Otherwise, it's toxic to you if you do get it on your skin or inhale it. So I think that about does it for our Boundary Waters podcast with the Newbies.
You've been listening to the Hiking Through Life podcast. Peace, love, and hike through life.